Chicago, like most big cities, has its fair share of unsolved crime. And in most of these cases, somebody saw or heard something. Somebody may have seen a suspicious person, a car driving away from the scene, or simply overheard somebody talking about the case. With your help, we can put these criminals behind bars where they belong. Here in Chicago, we have too many unsolved murders. We need your help. In these cases, the police department is only as strong as the citizens that get involved. Oftentimes, all the detectives need is a tip, a start. Somebody to call in and say, I saw something. Any little information that you know can be the impetus to solve the entire case. On tonight's episode, we'll be featuring the case of 20-year-old Chavis Brown. On October 16th, 2014, Chavis Brown, a hardworking single father of one, was hanging out with his friends playing video games at his house. Within 24 hours, his mother found him dead in his own home. Here's his story.
Chavis was a happy baby. I didn't have a problem having people watch him. He started walking at 7 months. He never crawled. He just got up and started walking, freaked us out.
I basically helped raise him because, I was in the house with him when he was born.
He was pretty outgoing, real flexible. Chavis, he's just a good-hearted person.
Chavis was laid back, relaxed, easy to get along with, had a lot of friends.
Chavis, he was just a cool guy. Like, it's fun to be around. He made my day a lot. He made my day a lot.
He's been into games his whole life, Actually, my sister introduced him to like Mario Brothers or something, and he was addicted since. But then Chavis got really good at it. Then he started making ranks in Call of Duty and other games that he was playing. Like that's his absolute passion was gaming.
He was ranked #2 in the world in Call of Duty. Chavis wanted to go into college for computer programming and stuff. Yeah, he wanted to design video games.
He graduated high school a year early. He went to Job Corps and got welding and then an advanced welding certificate. So he was doing real well for a 20-year-old. And, everybody was proud of him.
He incorporated his lifestyle around his daughter.
Chavis had a daughter when he turned 17. And it took maybe 7 or 8 months. He got custody of her.
Chavis was a good father. He loved his daughter. She's a little angel too, little cute self.
He wanted to do everything right and always try to put money up for her. And the first thing he was able to do was buy him a house for him and her. Everything was for the future of his daughter.
You couldn't tell him he couldn't do something. He'd be like, I could do anything, He just had that mind, I can do anything. We
travel a lot, so when we go places, he would parasail and mess with the snakes, and I don't do that kind of stuff.
A daredevil, he wanted to skydive. He wanted to ride motorcycles. We go to Great America, Six Flags. He got to get in the front, all the rides.
From roller coaster rides to water rafting. A very outgoing person. He never got a chance to actually go parachuting together, so, we're supposed to be at that for his 21st birthday. Me and Chase supposed to go to Vegas and go parachuting. Also, his brother Keon was supposed to go parachuting with us, and we just gonna do that and just have a male day out for Chavis' 21st birthday in Vegas.
For Chavis' 21st birthday, my husband and I bought him tickets to go to Vegas. It's for him and one of his friends, and he's been so serious for so long, So I was excited for Chavis to, let go a little bit. So That trip didn't happen?
I had talked to Chavis a couple days before he passed, but the weekend before that, we as a family had went bowling. Saturday night, Chavis, Keon, Jamari, and me, we all went bowling, had a good time. Then the following day, we all went out.
And on the way home, we talked about the bungee jumping stuff, because his 21st birthday was coming up. So we talked about that, and he dropped me off, and I said, I'll talk to you later.
We had a good time, and Keon went back to school. That was his last time seeing Chavis alive. And then a couple days later, my wife found Chavis dead.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case.
Mr. Chavis Brown was a young father who worked and provided for himself, just trying to live his life.
He called and asked me about a game was coming out, and he had to go stand in line at the GameStop. And I was like, you standing out there? He's like, yeah, you know how I do.
He came to the house to show me a new game that had came out, and then he was off. I knew he was gonna be at home trying to play the game before he had to go to work. I spoke to him the morning that he was killed, and when I didn't hear from him at 2 o'clock, his work time, I just assumed that it was because I had spoke with him earlier.
The upstairs consisted of a living room, 3 bedrooms, and a bathroom. Mr. Brown had a master bedroom, then he had a bedroom that had the video game system hooked up to televisions. Where Mr. Brown was located was where the game system was. We believe that Mr. Brown was playing video games in his room. The house did appear ransacked, as though whomever was responsible was searching for something, searching for items. There were some items we believed to be missing. There were several shell casings found around the bathroom. One was found in the bathroom, which would lead people to believe that whomever was responsible for this, that may have been the initial point of firing a weapon. Whoever shot Mr. Brown, I believe, stood over him. There were several rounds that were recovered from the floor or out of the floor.
I started calling Chavis at like 11 o'clock when I figured he was off, and his phone was just going to voicemail. His house phone, his cell phone, everything was going straight to voicemail. And I just got sick to my stomach.
I got dropped off at work, and she called me. She said, I've been talking to Chavis since yesterday. That's not like him. She kept saying something wrong, something wrong.
As she attempted to call him several times with no response, she even went as far as to attempt to call a neighbor, to have a neighbor go over and see if the neighbor could reach her son.
I called my next door neighbor, who was an ex-detective, and I asked him if he can ride to Chavis' house and check on Chavis, at least see if Chavis' car if either one of his cars was there. So he calls me back like 45 minutes later and says his white truck is there, but his Jeep is gone. I asked my friend, I'm like, can you just wait there?
This former East Chicago detective found the house unsecured and did not want to make entry due to there being an unsecured dog in the residence. He contacted Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown responded to the residence.
My friend didn't want to go in there. He was like, I don't want to kill his dog, because you know the dog don't know us. So I drive like crazy over there, and I went in. Luckily the dog was in the garage, but it was completely silent. I went upstairs, and in his game room, it's the first room that you come on, and I found my son laid on the floor in a pool of blood. And I ran over there to try to pick him up, and the detective grabbed me and said I couldn't touch him.
My sister, she called me. I couldn't hardly understand her. I had the phone, I'm like, I asked my wife, I'm like, I think she just said Chavis is dead. I'm like.
All I remember is her in the middle of the street screaming police. And I jumped out the car and ran down the street. And police had everything blocked off. She's hysterical. I really didn't know what was going on. Mine was everywhere.
As I got closer to his house, I was hoping I ain't hear no sirens or something, or see no lights. So soon I drove on the block, I seen it, and I almost crashed. And I seen my sister out there, and I thought I was dreaming. Her husband was walking towards me, and he said he was in there dead. And I fell to the ground, and he was just telling me, we gotta be strong for my sister.
The coroner arrived on scene, and their estimation was that maybe, I don't know if it's fully been determined, but they thought maybe he had been dead close to 24 hours.
He had one eye open, like he was waiting for me. And I failed, and I'll never forgive myself for that.
October 16th, 2014, Gary units responded to 1563 Chase Street in reference to a victim suffering from gunshot wounds. The victim was later identified by his mother as Chavis Brown.
This is the home of Chavis Brown. This is where Mr. Brown was found mid-October 2014. Chase Street is a main thoroughfare through the city of Gary. As you can see, traffic is flowing north and south. You have 15th Avenue just to the north of us. We're standing right here in Mr. Brown's living room. Here is the kitchen area, and to the rear are 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. One room back here is the room where Mr. Brown was found. You follow me this way? This is the room in which Mr. Chavis Brown had his game system hooked up. This is the room where Mr. Brown was found, shot. As you can see, there are holes in the floor consistent with gunshot wounds going through Mr. Brown's body into the floor. And this is where our investigation began.
The investigation then yielded, it included canvassing the scene for possible witnesses, speaking with the mother, the officer who arrived on scene with the mother, processing of the crime scene by the Lake County Crime Scene Investigative Unit. And in an attempt, it was determined what was missing from the house and whether there was any forced entry into the house and who may have been at the house with Mr. Brown.
My family is always worried about me because I don't get much sleep. When I finally do go to sleep, he is all I see, laying there helpless. And I'm the mother. I'm supposed to protect him, and I couldn't do anything to help him.
It's just a sad occasion, you know. Chavis brought everybody laughs, joy, and the hardest thing is try to piece everything together afterwards. Situations like this either make or break a family.
We're from like down south, you know, so most of like toddlers, adolescents, they grew up in Mississippi. So, you know, the people here is a lot different than the people there. And I feel like I didn't prepare him for the people here. So I do blame myself for that.
Chavis' daughter was 2 years old when he passed. But when she seen him, when she seen Chavis, she kind of knew. She didn't want to leave him.
That was the hardest thing for most of our family, like to actually look her in her face afterwards, because like she knew something was wrong with Chavis. You know, it's just a connection that a father, daughter, or a child has with their parent and vice versa. It just showed in her everyday actions that she knew something was wrong. You know, she occasionally says his name. You know, she miss her father. You know, she old enough to remember who he is, but she had never actually known, you know, besides of what the family tell her. So, you know, it's gonna be a lifelong battle and process with that.
Subpoenas were written. Some of the items were attempted to be located through tracking devices that have yielded negative results at this time. I myself have interviewed neighbor and mother. Suspects have been attempted to be located with negative results at this time. Also, witnesses have been attempted to be spoken to. Calls have gone unreturned. Addresses have changed. And no one has come forward with any breaking information at this time.
We still a family. It's just like everybody suffering in silence. And it's not healthy for none of us.
He didn't want to see like people that he loved hurting for anything, so he would, always help them out or give them money or give them clothes or feed them. And I just can't believe somebody would do him like that. He definitely didn't deserve that. So it's just hard for us to understand, like, wow. Like, who hated him that much to do that? I just don't understand.
Have you been in an accident? Have you been the victim of discrimination or had your rights violated? Have you been injured? If so, the lawyers at Hale Law would love to talk to you. We offer a free consultation. Call me, Andy Hale, 312-870-6926. 312-870-6926. I look forward to talking with you about your case.
October 16th, 2014, Gary units responded to 1563 Chase Street in reference to a victim suffering from gunshot wounds. The victim was later identified by his mother as Chavis Brown.
I just want the friends and people who know Chavis, if they have any information about what happened that day, to just, let somebody know, or if they know who was around or anything, just let them know. We're just trying to get answers so we can just get some sense of closure.
Anybody who is familiar with Mr. Brown, as far as in frequenting maybe his residence or considered him friends, the police are asking that if they have any information, please contact them in regards to what may have happened, or if they have any knowledge as to what may have transpired at the residence. We're please asking them to assist us with the investigation as far as coming forward with the information.
They took a great person from a good family. His daughter never get to know him. They also have a father, a brother, uncle, cousin that they love, best friend. Do for our family as if they want somebody to do for their family.
I'll never be whole again, But what am I gonna say when my grandbaby come and ask me what happened to her daddy? I just want to know what happened.
And his mother, and Chavis' mother, I just see the pain in her eyes every time I look at her. Sad to say, but this is always gonna be with her. It's always gonna be with her.
Investigators believe that whomever may be responsible for this may have been familiar with Mr. Brown. The major clue in that is seeing that there was no forced entry. The house was unsecured at the time. Whomever may be responsible may have been allowed in the residence.
It's something that we'll never get over, but it brings some type of closure to actually know that something was done about the situation. It actually is a justice system out there, because not just our family, but a lot of people, they lost a lot of faith in the justice system. So it brings some type of closure, but it's will always be an ongoing battle.
And if they know, I just want them to tell somebody. Everything is shattered. I just want to be able to sleep at night and not see him.
If that would have happened to somebody close to him, Chavis would have been on the front line demanding justice. He's been on the front line.
If anybody had information about Chavis, come forward. It brings great peace to my family. Give us some type of mental and spiritual clarity about things.
For anybody who got any information regarding this case about Chavis, me and his family would appreciate it. Y'all coming forward. Because he's worth it. He didn't deserve what happened to him.
Anybody with information in regards to the death of Chavis Brown, please contact the Metro Homicide Unit at area code 219-755-3851. We would appreciate the public's assistance in any way to bring about some justice for Mr. Brown and his family.
He just brings a lot of solitude of mind, spirit.
Dude was right. Dude was right. Cause you never know. Might be your family, somebody close to you.
He didn't deserve any of this to happen to him. And my family is forever broken.
The cases you just watched remain unsolved, and we need your help. If you have any information on tonight's episode or any other cases, please give our detectives a call. We need our communities to come together so we can take back our streets and make our neighborhoods a safer place.